Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie. You're probably wondering, what am I doing with my life? Because it's probably been about 4 weeks, but you're not the only one asking yourself that question. I'm asking myself that question. What am I doing with my life? I don't know. So, this is going to be, I guess, my tentative November TBR. I've got so many things that I want to read. It is ridiculous, and I honestly don't even know where to start. Like, I don't even know what to pick. It's a problem. And you know, I was like, I don't know, I wanted to make like a couple of videos, but I have this issue of when I post one video, then I'm like, oh, I want to make another one and then post it. But then it's like, you can't just post like back to back all these videos. You have to kind of wait a little while, and then when I wait a little while, then I just don't do it. So I found out that's an issue. So that's also kind of where I've been in terms of like video making. So I was like, oh, I wanted to do a book haul, and oh, I wanted to do a wrap up, and oh, I wanted to do a vlog for Halloween-a-thon, or is that what it was called? Halloween-a-thon, which is still ongoing, and that I have recorded like barely anything for. So yeah, that's where we are right now. So yeah, the book haul is coming. Hopefully within like the next week I'll have that, and then, or maybe I should make it 2 because I have a wrap up coming up. Dilemma. This is my dilemma. But anyway, there's going to be a wrap up, and it's kind of gonna encompass like September and October, since I didn't really read too much. I'm just gonna combine the 2 months. And then I also have the book haul that I'm going to do. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's kind of get into what I would think I would like to read, because I'm really all over the place when it comes to November. Okay, so first off, I've got 3 Kindle Unlimited books that I would like to get to this year, or well, this coming month in November. Not really sure if that's gonna happen, obviously, but if I can get to the cover of this one book, being a butt. I'm using my phone just in case, you know, anybody was wondering. There you go. That might work. Okay. So, first book is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I've heard good things about it, and I would like to try it out. Obviously, it won't let me get to the book details, which is how I was trying to pull off the picture. So I actually had to open the actual book to get to the cover. So not really sure what this is about. I've just heard a lot of good things. So I would like to try getting to it. The next one, let's see if it'll let me bring up the book details for this one. Oh, hey, it lets me do this one. So the next one is The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score. So this is another Kindle Unlimited that I'm thinking about reading. This one I can actually get to the synopsis on. Divorce broke, living with a pack of elderly roommates, and those hallucinations she's diligently ignoring. Her tarot card dealing mom is convinced they're clairvoyant visions. Just when things can't get worse, a so hot it should be illegal private investigator shows up on her doorstep looking for a neighbor who turns up murdered. Nick Santiago doesn't play well with others unless the others are of the female persuasion. Wink. He's a rebel, a black sheep, a man who prefers a buffet of options to being stuck with the same entree every night, if you catch his drift. When the pretty, possibly psychic Riley lands at the top of the list of suspects, Nick volunteers to find out who done it. Only because he likes solving mysteries, not because he wants to flex his heroic muscles for the damsel in distress. All they have to do is figure out who pulled the trigger, keep the by-the-book detective with a grudge at bay, and deal with a stranger claiming he was sent to help Riley hone her psychic gifts. All before the killer discovers she's a loose end that requires snipping. So I'm looking forward to that. The next one that I would like to read on Kindle Unlimited is a book that Claire has read, and she binged through this entire series apparently. So I'm very interested to try it myself, see if maybe I can binge it. I don't know. But it is called Captive of Wolves by Eva Chase. I have no idea what this is about. I just know that Claire read it, and she liked it enough to binge the whole series. So let's see what the synopsis says. For years, the monsters who killed my family have held me in a cage, brutalized and half-starved, only kept alive so that they can steal my blood. Until one evening, when 4 eerily gorgeous men break me out of my prison. They offer me a safe haven under their protection, a soft bed, delicious food, and all I need to heal. I'm not used to this kindness, or the desires their smoldering eyes and strong hands stir my body and my heart. But these fearsome men aren't really men. Like my captors, they're fae who can shift into wolves. A curse gripping the fairy realm turns them wild under the full moon, and only my blood can cure their rage. As long as I'm a prize more than a person, how can I trust their kindness? I've survived this long without giving up. Somehow, this damaged human girl will hold her own among the savage wolves. So, that's interesting. I wonder if it's like a why choose type thing, or like a reverse harem. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever read either one of those situations. Why choose or reverse harem. So that could be interesting. And then I thought of another one because, of course I need another one. If I can find it, which I don't know. Let's see. I think it was called, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so there's actually 4 on Kindle Unlimited books that I'm interested in. The 4th one is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. Don't really think I've heard of it, but a few of my booktube friends are going to be reading it, I think, in November. So I would like to try to get to this one. But the whole mood thing, it's a curse. Synopsis. Brian has spent the better part of her life waiting for the chance to attend the annual market hosted by the Kenta, the very same people who exiled the Allah to live a life over the sea. A rite of passage for all young guards. She's not sure what to expect from it, but breaking a century-long peace treaty certainly isn't on her map. Neither is the encounter with an enemy soldier. Returning home to Allah, she's confronted with the aftermath of the day's events. The future is uncertain as the threat of hunger looms over the people. With rumors of a growing rebellion, Brian and her closest friends promise to stick together. When an unexpected visitor arrives, Brian's loyalty will be tested as she learns of a world of magic and treachery. Once her enemy, always her enemy, right? But the dark, knowing eyes of a stranger make her question everything, including her heart. So those are my Kindle Unlimited options. Which, yeah, there are so many books to come. Let me just get to the actual books now. So I'm gonna have to do like a little bit of my phone again, and then a little bit of just like actual physical books, because some of these are library checkouts, like ebooks. I don't actually own them, which, surprise, I know I don't actually own them. It's crazy, and I don't know if I like that idea, but anyway. So I think I've gone over these before, I'm not sure. But I have Five Nights at Freddy's, Fazbear Frights, Into the Pit, and Fetch by Scott Cawthon. These are options that I would like to read, because, you know, it is still October and it's still Halloween-a-thon, and I would really like to get to these. Another one is Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. I would also like to get to this. I've heard great things about it. And yeah, I know I'm just going off of title and author, because I'm pretty sure that I've gone over a lot of these before. When it comes to, hey, I want to read this, and reading the synopsis. Well, yeah. The next one is The September House by Carissa Orlando. I finally got this as a book, so, you know, I'm happy about that. Yay. Then this really oddly shaped book, William by Mason Cole. And by odd shaped, it's like, you know, this is a normal book, right? Oh, well, that doesn't prove my point at all, does it? Here's another hardback book, okay? Compared to another hardback book, it's like, I mean, it's a hardback. It's kind of tiny. I'm not used to that. It's just weird to me. But that's just me. But, this is about an AI, like an AI horror story, so I'm very interested in that. And then my last physical book is A Reign of Rose by Kate Golden. I have read the first two of the series, Dawn of Onyx, and what was the second one that had something to do with Periodite? A Promise of Periodite. So this is the third one. I think it's the end of the series. It's a trilogy, and so I am very excited to hopefully get to this so that I can actually finish a series, because I haven't felt like I've done that in a while. Another book that I have through my library is Stephen King's Mr. Mercedes. It was just kind of like a random thing. I kind of heard about Holly, the book that he most recently published, and that there was a character, the main character in Holly actually was a thing before Holly. And so, you know, there's other books that she was in beforehand, that like before you get to Holly, where she's like the main character. And she shows up the first time as a side character, I think, as like an assistant in Mr. Mercedes, and in that trilogy of Mr. Mercedes. And then after that first trilogy, I think that there are two other books that she shows up in, and then she gets her own book in Holly. And so my thought process, which, don't even get me started on my thought process, but I was like, I need to start from the beginning. I need to read Mr. Mercedes. And so I checked out Mr. Mercedes on my library. How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive by Craig DeLuey. that's been on multiple TBRs of mine, or tentative TBRs of mine. So, yeah. First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston has been on my TBR a few times. Still have not read it. I just keep, every time it's like, oh yeah, no, hey, you want to renew? Yeah, no, I want to renew. And if it's like, oh, well, somebody else needs it, you want to put a hold? And I put a hold. And I do that with a lot of my ebooks from my library, is that I will just keep checking them out and then not reading them, and then either renewing the loan or putting a hold on it and then letting it go and just getting it back and just continuing the cycle. So yeah, go me. Another one is Heads Will Roll by Josh Winning. I'm actually sure not, I don't actually think I've ever mentioned that one on my channel before. So I wonder if I can like get to the synopsis on this one real quick, because I honestly do not think that I have mentioned this one. It will roll. Alright, there it is. So I'm looking it up on Amazon because it wouldn't take me to the library version. So Heads Will Roll by Josh Winning. I've never read anything by him before. Synopsis. After sitcom star Willow tweets herself into infamy and stumbles blind drunk into a swimming pool, her agent ships her off to Camp Castaway. Nestled deep in upstate New York, Castaway is a summer camp for adults who are desperate to leave their mistakes behind. No real names, no phones, no way to call for help. Willow's fellow campers seem okay. Her own favorite actress is even here, making a s'more. And did that jaded writer Danny just wink at her? But the peaceful vibe is shattered when one of the campers vanishes and Willow finds a mutilated doll in her room with a threatening message rolled up inside its mouth. Terror grips the group. Campers begin to lose their heads, literally, and disturbing past deeds come to light. Is Willow about to get canceled all over again, this time for good? So, very interested in that. Leather and Lark by Bryony Weaver. I loved her first book in this, I think it's going to be a trilogy. What was the name of the first book? Man, I'm so bad at this. I want to say it was Butcher and Bird or something like that. God, that's sad. That is so sad. But anyway, it was a, like a serial killer romance type situation. And I was definitely there for it, and I'm still here for it. I just need to get in the mood to read it. I don't know. It's not happening. So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I don't think that I have mentioned that one either. I think this one is kind of a new one. So let's go to the synopsis through Amazon, because that's kind of how my library works. It's just you press on it and it goes to Amazon. So this is the cover of So Thirsty. That one down here. And synopsis is Sloane Parker is dreading her birthday. She doesn't need a reminder she's getting older or that she's feeling indifferent about her own life. Her husband surprises her with a birthday weekend getaway. Not with him, but with Sloane's longtime best friend, troublemaker extraordinary Naomi. Sloane anticipates a weekend of wine tastings and cozy robes and strategic avoidance of issues she'd rather not confront, like her husband's repeated infidelity. But when they arrive at their rental cottage, it becomes clear Naomi has something else in mind. She wants Sloane to stop letting things happen to her, for Sloane to really live. So Naomi orchestrates a wild night out with a group of mysterious strangers, only for it to take a horrifying turn that changes Sloane's and Naomi's lives literally forever. The friends are forced to come to terms with some pretty eternal consequences in this bloody, seductive novel about how it's never too late to find satisfaction, even though it might taste different than expected. So, that's interesting. And then I have two more. I know this is kind of getting long, but like I said, I don't know what to read. There are just so many options. But anyway, the next one is Into the Drowning Deep by Mir Grant. I think that I have mentioned this on my channel before. I'm not certain on that, but I've heard good things about it, so I really just want to try it. And then Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison as well. I do not think that I have mentioned this one on my channel. Fairly sure I haven't. So, Black Sheep, that one. So then if I bring this up, bring me the picture, thank you. And it's got a cow on it with red eyes, which is that's just fun. I just think that's fun. It kind of reminds me of The Little Vampire. It was like a 1996, 1997 movie. Where they actually had vampire cows. I mean, it's a kids movie. But yeah, no, there were vampire cows in that, and I just thought that was hilarious, and that, you know, the vampire cows would like fly, like, yeah, no, it was, anyway, but this has something to do, I want to say, with a cult of some kind. I don't really want to read too much into it because I don't want to like get any expectations. It's kind of a short book, so I kind of just want to be like, that cover's cool, and I've heard other people like it, so that's kind of where I just want to stay with that. But that is kind of all the books that I want to possibly read in November. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot. I have just been letting books build up for months because I haven't been reading a lot. But I've been, you know, I've been buying books, but, you know, I'm buying books, but I'm not buying as many as I used to, so I want to say it's, you know, I'm still winning in that sense, even though it kind of rubs me like sandpaper. But, you know, I need to save money. So I can't buy all the books. I have to at least try to read them ebook first if I haven't read from the author before or whatnot. Sometimes I get carried away and I still grab books from authors that I haven't read before, but I'm trying. But anyway, thanks so much if you actually watched this really long video of all the books that I want to attempt to read in November. Depending on my mood, I'm not going to read all these books. There's no possible way I'm going to read all these books. Me being the mood reader that I may not even read a single one of these books. I might read something completely different. But you'll find out in the wrap up. But anyway, it was nice seeing everybody again. Hope to see you again. If you like this video, like it, and if you want to see more by me, subscribe.